Hi, my name is Christina Rosen, and I'm a professor at Appalachia State University. I'm also the Clinical Field Experience Coordinator at App State. I've been here since 2007, so about 14 years. Yes, I have a variety of research interests and specialties, which sometimes gets confusing. But generally, I am interested in spirituality and counseling, supervision, and the relationship between the counselor and the client, and the counselor and the supervisor, creativity in counseling, body, mind, spirit connection, ethics in counseling, trauma, addiction, and then Gestalt work and global counseling. So I do some research with international counseling. I think my students would say that I'm very invested in their growth to become the best counselor they can be. I'm dedicated to them in developing who they want to be. They would probably say I love dogs because I used to have a dog. Unfortunately, he died. I am starting to learn how to ride horses. So I'm interested in that whole animal kind of relationship that we have with the world. I think they would say I'm a fair supervisor, but I will nudge and push you to become better because I believe in if you have a good, solid foundation as a counselor, you can deal with anything that comes into your office. So they would say I'm transparent, I have authenticity, I'm compassionate, and I'm going to hold you accountable. So hobbies are, when my dog Benny was alive, we used to take lots of walks during the day, particularly on the weekends, and they would be like long walks. So I call those day walks. I still enjoy doing that. I enjoy gardening and landscaping, although some people would question my landscaping, but I like doing it. I am learning how to horseback ride and very much enjoy that. International travel, and then of course reading, and I do some abstract sketching at times. So I'm going to share what I've heard from our site supervisors and from our employers because it's hard for me to say what sets us aside besides the expressive arts program and the addiction certificate. But what I hear from site supervisors and employers is they really enjoy our students. They think they're fabulous. They have good skill sets in developing relationships with clients. They often want to employ or have our students at their sites. They see our students able to advocate for clients in a professional way and have good ethical decision making. And then of course our students know how to be flexible and creative. And if you're in the certificate program for expressive arts or addictions, you have a good, solid education around those. So, but even our students who are not in those tracks at least have an understanding of those. I believe our students generally leave with the ability to get employment pretty easily. We set you up to get your license pretty quickly. I do workshops, and in every internship class, you get a week of learning about licensures, and I walk you guys through it. Excuse me. Also, our students have an understanding of the complexity of working in this field. We have many different organizations that we work with at our sites. So you get to hear about what it's like to work in the ER room, to work in the hospital and integrate spirituality and counseling, to work in a psychiatric portion, substance abuse, residential programs. You get to hear about outpatient treatment and traditionally how that works, or private practice, or semi-private practice or integrated care. So you come out understanding the variety of organizations that are out there. We also our students have the ability to talk about the body-mind connection and give good examples of how to use body-mind, how to use mindfulness, and how addiction plays a role. So I think you guys are pretty well set up, and most of our students are employed pretty quickly. The last couple of years, we've had students employed before they even graduate, not actually in employment, but had job offers before they graduate. So that's exciting. Field experience. So with field experience, like every other program, you'll have practicum and internship. Practicum is 100 hours in the semester, and you're at the site for about 10 to 12 hours. And between the site and us, you have about 6 hours of supervision. And that's because it's the first time you're out in the field. So we want to make sure you are able to get help when you need help. Internship is 600 hours. You split it between 2 semesters or do it in 1 semester. And it's 240 hours and 360 hours when you're completely done. But what's more important about field experience is the way we do it is I meet with you guys early on in your first semester, talk about the field experience. You get a chance to meet the site supervisors. You have a chance to work with me to find the site that you want. If the site isn't in our database, then I'll work with you to find the population you want to work with, and then I vet that population to make sure that site works for you. And then while you're on the site, when problems come up, which they will, we try to coach you on how to deal with that problem. We try to work with you in the sites to resolve problems. And if the site isn't a good fit, then we work with you to find a site that's a good fit. We don't want you to be in a place that you're not going to learn and grow as a counselor. So I work with you. However, what's slightly different is I believe that this is a time for you to learn how to look for a job. So I don't match you with anybody. So you have to get your resume together. So we have a workshop to help you get that resume together. We have an event called Meet the Site Supervisors. And at that point, you do your 3-minute elevator speech, and they give you their 3-minute elevator speech. And then after that, you get to decide if you want to call them. They have a chance to decide if they want to invite you in, but you have to do all the work. Now, I will help you when there's a problem, so you're not on your own, and I will help you set up for that. But you got to do it, because when you graduate, you got to do it. So I don't want that to be your first experience of being a professional and presenting yourself. So that's probably a little bit different than some other sites. And as I said, we have sites of all kinds of situations. We have a site now that works with problematic sexual behaviors. We have a site that works with the jail system. We have psychiatric sites. We have substance abuse, outpatient, inpatient, and we have sites that do integrated care with primary care. So we have just a variety of places. And I forgot to say, we have several college counseling sites as well. Be aware that you are committing to changing your identity to a professional counselor, which is a change, which will require you to grow, challenge yourself. And as a result of doing that, most of our students find this new identity very comfortable to them. But it is a growth process. So you're going to be challenged, you're going to be nudged. It's a dedication to you as the person doing the therapy. Um, so with that, you're going to work hard, but it's going to feel good. And I always tell my nephews that if you love the work that you do, then it doesn't feel like work. It feels more rewarding. But in this field, you also have to be very careful to take care of yourself. And we harp on that process for you. I forgot, counseling can be a lot of fun. We have fun in counseling. I have fun when I used to see clients on a regular basis. I have fun with my supervisees. It's not all serious, although we will sound serious a lot, but it's not.